Hi guys and welcome to Carflix. Today I'm going to show you how to install these. These are LED headlight bulbs. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, you can't do that, these are illegal, but let me tell you this, these ones are road legal and I'm going to tell you why. So without further ado, let's crack on with that video. So here are the standard halogen headlight bulbs, and these are 8-7. These are really yellow and really horrible, and they don't match my DRLs, which is shocking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bonnet open and I'm going to get these changed right now. So before I fit these, let me explain why some people fit these and they end up being an MOT failure, or they end up blinding you driving down the road. Now, a standard halogen bulb has a 360 light source, which means it uses a reflective part of the headlight to shine the light. Now, this is fantastic for halogen, but if you fit what we call a standard flat LED light, then you're gonna only get light in certain directions, which is gonna bounce off that reflectant, dispersing the light unequally, leading to certain parts of that reflectant being blinding to others. So to counter this, you can fit an LED with a mini projector on the end. What this does is, it stops using the reflectant of the headlight and disperses the light equally with a nice cut-off line on your dipped beam. So let's go and get one of these mini projectors fitted. So to do this, you've got to remove this rubber cover here, but to do this we're going to make it really easy because on the RCZ it's a little bit tricky. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the washer bottle out of the way completely so it gives us more space. Also, we're going to disconnect this as well. Lift this nib up here and then push that out of the way. So now, once we've moved that out of the way, it gives you all this space to get in there. So I'm now going to pull this off here and we're going to get into the back here and release the two pins, which you can see just there holding the original bulb in. Really hard to show you, but you kind of like nip these two pins together here, which then kind of allows the bulb to completely be removed. Once you've kind of released that, you push it down and then this should start coming loose. And there you have it, that's your standard 8-7 bulb that we're going to change. Right, so these are from AliExpress and this is what you get in the box. These are the road legal variants because they've got mini projectors. This is what makes these legal. So let's get these fitted. So the first thing you want to do is unplug the old bulb, which you just pull it like that. Next we're going to take this and plug this part into here. Now something to note before we put this in, one is positive and one is negative, and if you look at the standard wiring here, on Peugeot at least, the yellow is the positive and the brown is the negative. So we're going to plug that into here. So that's now plugged in. We're now going to do a test by turning the lights on to make sure this works. And there it does work. But obviously make sure this is plugged in when you do this test, like I just did. So once you know that's working, we're now going to install it properly. Something I have just realized though, which I completely forgot about, was that Peugeot fitted this weird metal cap. Now this cap stops you pushing the LED projector bulb all the way in. So what you have to do is this. All I've done is I stuck my finger in there and bent it to the left, which will allow you to completely reverse this if you wanted to just by sticking your finger back in. Okay, so I've moved it to the side. It's only made of monkey metal. So now that will allow me to fit this LED bulb. So it's important to know when you put this in, this has to be to the top. So now continue to slide this in. Now before I show you this repair, I just wanted to point out to you that only 8% of people that watch this video actually subscribe. So please, if I have saved you some money, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and it'd really help me out. Right, so after it feels flush, you kind of push it in and then you kind of move the wires to the side like this as you're doing it. And then you just kind of hook in at least one of those hooks until it feels nice and secure. Now the beauty of the back of these headlights is there's loads and loads of room to push this excess wiring down the back so you can get the rubber cover back on. So I'm going to push these in now, and I'm going to put this rubber cap back on. So once you're happy with everything tucked in, then push your covers back on. Obviously this side is a bit trickier because the fuse box is at this side. All I can say is, again, remove this and just take your time. You can move certain things out of the way, but take your time, feel, and make sure these are absolutely solid. We're now going to drive the car up against the fence, and we're going to just check that that pattern is good and level.
6.5 hours later.
Right, so I've waited until I've got to this point because it's a bit darker now and you can see the reflection shining. So now what we're going to do is we're going to compare them, and I'm going to twist the lights until they're completely flat and they're both in the right direction and not blinding anyone. So I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the fan going inside. That's the fan you can hear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to twist this. Can you see this moving now? Until it's completely flat. Look at that now. That is completely flat line on there. Same with this one, I'm going to do the same on here. And if you're wondering where the adjustment bolts are, they're just here. This is the right side and this is the left side. And you just adjust them to put them up or down. And this is the finished result. Look at that. We've got a nice flat line and you're done. The only other thing I'm going to try now is I'm going to just make sure that the manual adjustment that moves them up and down also works. And you can see straight away when I move my switch down. Watch this now. See them moving up and down? So those wires aren't impeding at all. They still allow me to move the motors up and down.
A few moments later.
So this is a comparison between my lights and a proper LED kit of a Golf.
Das Auto.
And if you look, there's hardly any difference. For 15 quid, I'm super happy with that. And this is what it's like behind the wheel at night. How cool is that? Completely transformed how the car looks and drives.
Perfect. A great success.
Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.